Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight, or this afternoon I should say. I'm going to be cooking a little bit of halibut. And I've got fresh wild-caught halibut here, and I've got some bok choy. And in the oven, I already have cooking some potato chips, some baked rosemary, garlic, salt potato chips. And those are gonna be just the nice little yum at the end. So anyway, I'm going to start off with my halibut. I'm going to oil. I'm using olive oil. Sorry, avocado oil. I also have olive oil here too, but I'm going to use a little bit of avocado because it's going to handle a little bit more heat. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on the whole griddle. You can see it's a little bit hot right now. So this can handle up to, well, at least 500 degrees. But anyway, we're gonna get the halibut on right away. Halibut's a little bit tricky to cook with because it's really easy to overcook it. And I'm a definite medium rare kind of halibut guy. I do not like it overdone at all. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the avocado oil on top. And I already have avocado oil on the bottom here. And I'm just gonna throw these on. Griddle's already kind of on a medium-high heat. Get rid of that. And next, I'm gonna start in with the bok choy. Now what I did with the bok choy was I cut it in half. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. So that you just cut it in half and you just kind of cook it on both sides like that. And just kind of cook it as much as you like to have it. I like mine a little bit blackened. So we got a little bit of mixed here. We've got some big ones and then we have little ones. So I'm going to start with I'm going to put just a little bit more oil on here, like that. I'm going to say I love my little spice dish here, so I'm going to throw some mustard seeds on there. I got this from a spice shop in India when I was there and traveled back with it. Cooking masala. Give them a little plug because they're actually watching the show. I'm going to put a little bit of cumin seeds on. So that's going to kind of be my base. I'm not going to put any garlic on yet. And then I'm just going to lay these face out like this. I'm just going to spread them out. I don't know if I'm going to get this whole bowl on there. Which is not a big deal. Don't need all that. Okay, so we're just going to kind of fill the griddle like that. These will cook down a little bit. They're going to be kind of on a little bit of a high heat, medium-high heat. And let me get this out of here. And so halibut's cooking away. And again, the whole purpose of this demonstration is just to show how easy it is to cook from A to B. Basically, that's the whole purpose. I don't have cameras up top. I'm not doing any other shots. There's no edits. All we're doing is from A to B is to teach you how to cook super simply so that you don't have to go out and eat Dick's Burgers every day or eat takeout. And you can learn to cook because it is easy to cook. Now, the reason I say Dick's Burgers is because I have a Dick's right across the street from my house. So I must admit, about every 3 months, I'll go over and get some potatoes. I love potatoes. But now that I'm cooking my own potatoes, and I just cut them really, really, really small, I use little small potatoes about this size. I cut them into eighths. 1/8-inch slices. I marinate them in a little bit of olive oil, garlic, fresh garlic, salt, and that's kind of what it takes. Oh, and I chop up some rosemary. Now look at that. See how it's starting to blacken a little bit? That's what we want. We want it to blacken up a little bit. So let's just kind of look at it. Fish is doing good. Now at some point with the fish, I'm going to throw this guy on it, and that's probably going to be within a few minutes because I'm trying to get away without flipping the fish. So that's my goal. Now, let's add a little bit more spicing on here. I've got some black garlic. This is blackened garlic. And we've got it from like a farmer's market down in Hood River. This woman makes it. It's really lovely stuff. And just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on there. Mixes it up a little bit. And then I've got some kosher salt I'm just going to throw on here, just like that. And I'm going to use regular Himalayan salt on the fish. Don't ask me why I'm doing this, between the two salts. It's just an inspired. So salt and pepper. I don't like a lot of pepper, just a little bit. There's that. And let's flip this. And I'm going to probably put just a little bit more oil on this. Not too much. Just a little bit. Now see how fast that's cooking? It's just wonderful to see that it can cook just that fast. Then I've got my, on my last show, I think one of the shows I've talked about gamashio, which is sesame seeds and has a little bit, some have a little bit of salt, some of them don't, but it has some different herbs in it, and you can get it in any, like a Whole Foods or a PCC or something like that. In the Northwest, we have PCC, the Puget Sound Consumers Co-op, but any co-op or something like that. Or if you're inspired, you can make your own. So I'm going to add a little bit more avocado oil, because this is cooking fast. And this is looking good. This is looking really good. Yum. Okay, I think it's time for this. So that just cooks the top of it a little bit. I'm going to flip these again. Actually, before I flip them, let me just throw on a little bit of the gamashio. And that is looking really good. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. And then flip it again. Now this is a hot griddle. So you just have to be aware of that. So you don't overcook something like this fish. I got to be really careful with this, because otherwise I will send it back. Okay, let's put a little bit more salt on the back side of this. A little bit more gamashio. And this is honestly, it's almost done, believe it or not. Blackened garlic. You don't need a lot of that. It's pretty strong. Look at that. Now it cooks down a little bit. Let's check out our wow, look at that. Let me just grab my knife here. Looking good. So it's got a little bit to go. Move this over. And here's my potato chips. I've got 2 racks of them, so I'm going to bring out one. And then the other. And those look all done. Look at that. That looks delicious. Got my plate here for the fish. Fish is looking good. Just needs a little bit more. I think our bok choy is like, wow, that is getting good. I like it a little bit charred myself, like this. And of course, I'm getting the fire alarm going off. Let's turn that down a little bit, but it's looking good. Okay. Got my handy dandy assistant, Bobby, working on that. And oh man, this is looking good. I'm going to turn off the heat on the halibut. And I think we are just totally ready to serve. Because that is telling us it's time to eat. Let's see. We're going to serve this up. Yum, yum, yum. Wow, that looks really good. Okay. Okay, we are almost there, ready to serve, and there it is. I mean, literally, probably about 10-12 minutes, and here you go, serving. Well, thank you for joining us, and we're gonna have an amazing dinner tonight. And I didn't have to send the halibut back because it's cooked perfectly. Bon appetit.